Dreaming Awake, Alchemy of Time, August 15th, 2009. As I ran through the woods today, my feet drumming a trance rhythm into the earth's soil, I felt a wash of wisdom envelop me with a compelling force of loving observation. My inner sight filled with the images and emotions that the earth has for so long embodied on our behalf. And I'm just humbled by and with deep reverence for the mirror of dis-ease she has agreed to be for our unrest. I was with a friend this last week that needed to run an errand in a large supermarket chain that I do not normally shop in. It has been my practice as one of the many small things we can all do to counter the destruction of simplicity on our planet, to shop locally, support our local economy and farmers, and minimize my use of packaging by buying nearly all my consumables in bulk. So, when we made this perfunctory stop on a hot, sunny day, I went and sat in the breezeway of the store's entrance as my friend disappeared into the belly of the beast. I sat there in reverie, watching people move around in little bubbles of mostly unconscious thought, and my awareness was drawn to one woman in particular who was driving around on a mobile shopping cart. She easily weighed 300 pounds and had a breathing tube inserted in her nose. She and the gentleman she was with were looking at watches at the jewelry counter, and I could see that she was adorned with many flashy rings and shiny things, randomly accessorizing her misshapen physical form. And what I noticed was that there was no radiance in her energy body. Her light was all but extinguished. And in that moment, the question that found its way to my contemplative deliberation was, is our material world, the false measures of security that we enslave our lives to, making us truly content? And the answer was not far behind. The voice that spoke to me from deep within, the same voice and energy I felt on the trail earlier today, reflected that there is no reason for the species of planet Earth to be so pitiful. To look at our humanity today, the isolated, dispassionate, dis-ease-ridden, and materially hypnotized beings we have become, it is almost as if there has been a collective agreement to resign ourselves to indifference, even if that indifference is to our own divine essence. Did we turn on the earth because we have turned on ourselves? Can we so easily abuse and disregard her care because we are so numb to our own inner needs? Can we decry the wars and wonder at a government that can't be trusted when there are wars that rage within and little trust in the true nature of our own inherent light? One giant hologram, billions of points of light, all reflecting where the mind has focused its belief and fear. One of the most pressing reasons for taking The New Human live on radio was to share the energy that is present within this ancient to future teaching. The world I know and have experienced most of my life is the world that our species is finally waking up to. The inner plane of our dreams and the spaciousness of our imagination is a fertile landscape where the mind is informed not by dictatorship and conformity, but by the compassionate wisdom of a benevolent influence here to steer us away from our own destruction. Beyond the gifted sight, sound healing, and intuitive knowledge of a few awakened to our future potential as a species is the empowered partnership with very evolved, spiritually and technologically advanced beings with the goal of universal peace. They are here to help us create a new reflection for the world we currently know as home. These new ascension energies continue to come in on waves of stunning magnitude and impeccable cosmic intent. I felt a lump catch in my throat during the show today, and I feel it now as I tap into and allow for the strong wanting and compassion of the higher realms present with us here. The Shining Ones, along with the full participation of the Star Nations, have gathered in council for this inexplicable metamorphosis of a species long disconnected from its source. We must be open to their presence and help as we unplug ourselves from those industries of world power that have been deftly running everything, and acknowledge that it is part of our evolution to move past the controllers, reclaiming our freedom and divine destiny. The only way to change the fabric of our reality is to change the fabric of our minds. Our physical bodies are receiving upgrades to our DNA structure so that our light bodies can endure these new, higher frequencies currently enveloping this luminous blue sphere. And as the higher realms work with the grid of our planet to change its frequency, we must be ever mindful of who and how we are being in response to these changes. I shared a dream I had recently of the new soil being prepared for the new consciousness and energies of an awakened humanity. Surrounded by the peaceful flow of living waters and the abundant grace of dancing waterfalls, the new soil of our mind's potential is dependent upon our active participation in our own loving detachment from the known. This now is brand new for all of humanity. It is part of an organically willed determination to transcend our own learned and conditioned ineptitudes. We have a clean slate vibrationally from which to realize a new earth. By opening our minds to the greater possibility of what it means to be human, we allow the conscious shift that has to happen. We cannot be controlled by the fear tactics and agendas of an assumed world domination if we have mastery of our minds. Our greatest threat is perhaps emotional and psychological warfare. Knowing this compounds the necessity of each of us detaching our minds from the inevitable collapse of all we have become so dependent upon and shifting our trust and intent to the new dream being birthed from within. Nothing happens in ordinary life until it happens in dreams. This is the experience of our world. The challenge of this now is learning to be still in response to pure energy, the new voice of the interior redirecting the chatter of an errant mind back to the present moment, wherein every potential and coveted peace resides. We are receiving more vibrational sustenance than our awareness can currently hold. But as we learn to assimilate and integrate these higher frequencies into our daily reality, we will be able to translate these new energetic data into action. We are being downloaded with information to form a new reality, and the steps of learning to manage energy within the new human template will assist in this process of freeing the mind and becoming the language of your dreams. When I woke up from my dream of the new landscape being prepared for our awakening humanity, the message the guidance had freshly planted in my mind was this: If you travel to legendary places in your dreams, then the legendary places will become you, and you them. For you see, the dreamer and the dream are one. We are indeed dreaming the dream awake. Planet Earth and all of humanity is being fortuitously guided through a cosmically endowed thrust into a new position in the omniverse. Pull your energies and focus, your awareness and efforts away from the mundane in greater and greater degrees. This will create the spaciousness and opening for these new energies to continue to come in and work with the interior of your cellular structure. To empower your light and strengthen your mind beyond this now, you must surrender the known completely. The force and freedom of presence teaches directly through the moment, the now of our unlimited future. The signs of new, of promise, and a great and infinite love are everywhere, all the time, inviting you into the mystery. As I came down the last stretch of trail today, so full and grateful for life and the beauty of this world, a peregrine falcon swooped down in front of me. It flew deliberately ahead of me as if inviting me to follow. Eventually it perched in a tree, and I had yet to catch up to it, waiting patiently for me to arrive. We stood for a moment of time, eye to eye. Peregrine falcon is a messenger of opportune action. They exude grace, timing, precision, and acute mental perception. They hold the medicine of how to use one's capabilities to the fullest by attuning the mind to the harmony of life. All life is extending an invitation to the humanity of this now. A species inherently beautiful in essence. Harmony and balance is being restored to the earth. All that is not harmonious and in balance with universal law will continue in a downward spiral and cease to exist. Where you focus your mind and energy is the intent you will connect with, and this creates your future. The new human lives free from the mind, while attuning to the heart and harmony of a mystery that is just beginning to make itself known to our species. I celebrate that gift every day.